Hey guys, welcome to another hashtag Sweet27 Goes Global YouTube video. The place where aspiring creatives and traveling gypsies alike come for tips and tricks on everything. From living and traveling cheap, as well as how to progress your creative career. As always guys, we're putting a link below to a blog article, so if you're more of a reader, you can check that out. Or if you like the sound of my voice, we can get straight into it. Don't get it twisted. People will feed you this lie that has been perpetrated by Hollywood and brands like Facebook and Apple that working for a startup is exciting and you can make millions by getting paid in stock. But honestly, in the real world, it's stressful. Did you know that 90% of startups tank? Within my experience, the best way I could describe working for a startup is like when you're at high school and the teacher hasn't come to class for the period. So everyone's just running around, yelling and screaming and doing whatever the hell they want. It's chaos, absolute chaos. But instead of being able to go home and forget about the chaotic day and then come back to school the next day, where everything is structured and regimented as it should be, you come back into work and it's the same thing. But this chaotic environment is what pays for your rent and your food money. So you want it humming along like a well-oiled machine. And so far, in my experience in the startups that I've worked for, this has been the complete opposite. I worked for a company that was in that 90% that I mentioned earlier. There are a few signs that I probably should have taken more notice of, but I can definitely cover that in my next video. But you're here today because you want to know what it's like working for a startup, and god damn it, I'm going to lay some truth on you. There is this certain notion attached to working for a startup. So if you tell someone that you work for a tech startup, they automatically assume that you work in a brand new modern office space where everyone gets free food and beanbag chairs and everyone has a brand new iMac. The startup I worked for when I first got to Canada was based out of an old supplement store, like a retail space. There was a floor-to-ceiling poster of George St. Pierre in his fighting trunks and about 20 desks scattered around the tiled floors. But at least everyone had a brand new iMac. For the first month I had to work off my own laptop. 2 weeks into the job though, I got told that we're moving into a brand new office space. Come on, high-tech office space with beanbag chairs and free food and new iMacs, I said to myself as we were walking from the retail space across to the new office building. It was in an office building. This was a good start. Cue fist pump. We were told we're on the 3rd floor. An office with a view. How incredible. The previous space didn't even have natural light, just this flickering fluorescent light that gave me a headache nearly every single day. We get up the 3 flights of stairs to the new office space and it turns out it's an unfinished attic. When I say unfinished, I mean unfinished. Literally, there was no flooring, just blank concrete floors and exposed aluminium weatherboards. It legitimately looked like the outside of the building. This bad boy is going to get hot in the summer and cold in the winter. I couldn't wait. Although I did glance across the room and see that they bought a brand new coffee maker and what appeared to be a snack dispenser. Things were looking up. Now that brand new coffee machine that I'd spotted across the room and mentioned earlier, it turns out that it was just that. Yeah, it was BYO your own coffee. Yep, you heard that right. BYO your own coffee to work. Now every person that I've told this to has said you've got to be lying, and I swear you had to bring your own coffee to work. And that snack dispenser that I mentioned earlier, it was $2 a pop, and you got this little jar of Smarties that were about 12 and it cost you $2, and this was just the start of it. Yes, it is fantastic to get paid on time. Too bad we never did. Every payday I had working for this particular startup was so stressful. I was like, am I going to get paid today? How am I going to pay my rent? Maybe I should say something. No, that's rude. Yeah, but so is not paying your employees. It was this stressful cycle that just went round and round and round and nearly drove me insane. But everything I've spoken about today, guys, was probably signs pointing at a bigger picture that I probably didn't take enough notice of at the time. But I'm going to cover that more in next week's video, so make sure you tune in for that. But this is the end of today's video, so I hope you learned something. I hope you found it informative. And as always, guys, like the video, share it with your friends, and follow us on social media so you can see when we're going to post new content. Till next time, guys.